These are the supplies you're going to need to do the party girl curls. First, you're going to need 7/8" black foam rollers. They can be purchased from Sally or any other beauty supply company. A satin sleek cap. Jumbo end wraps. They're small paper wraps that you'll be wrapping the end of the hair with. Fantasia liquid mousse spray, which can also be purchased at Sally. And I like the Aussie Instant Freeze hairspray. The first thing that we need to do is pull back the top part of their hair. And usually what I like to use is the Aussie Instant Freeze gel. So you take some gel and put it on the front of their hair. And then we're going to do in a half up, half down style. And you can start with their hair being totally wet. Just realize it's going to take longer for it to set because it has to be completely dry. Or you may choose to just use a water bottle and spray, keep the hair damp. But we're going to pull this back nice and tight, and this is going to stay like this for the whole 3 days. We will not be taking out the front of their hair. Secure it with a ponytail holder. And we will leave it at that. Next thing you're going to need is a fine tooth comb because we're going to have to do hair in sections. So what I usually like to do is to go ahead and separate it. Tangles there. And then we're going to clip this out of the way. Okay. So for each curl, you want to take about an inch width of hair. So about this long. You want to brush it, make sure you get all the tangles out of it. And then we use our Fantasia liquid mousse, and you truly cannot have too much product. You need this to be literally dripping in this product. Start spraying up at the top. And we want this whole section just saturated in the liquid mousse. Grab one of your jumbo end wraps, fold it over the hair, and bring it down to the end so that the end of the hair is covered by the piece of paper. Then I take my Aussie Freeze, I spray the length of the hair, and take my roller. You want to always roll under and roll them as tight as you can make them and secure. And then usually after each one, I'll take it and spray it again. So we'll repeat that with another section. Get our Fantasia. Saturate the hair. tightly and secure at the base of the neck. And I didn't spray that time, but you should spray it before you roll it. So you'll continue this process doing a layer each time, keeping it pretty thin. Then when you get to the ponytail, you'll be taking sections of the ponytail, curling it out, and doing it exactly the same way. Now, once their hair is totally done, the important thing is that it gets dry before the next day and when they need to dance. So if your child has very thick hair, hard to dry hair, I actually recommend buying one of the old-timey hair dryers that will fit over their head like a hood. That will help it dry quicker. And also you really want to leave it open to air as much as possible. For the dress rehearsal on the Friday, you will need to roll their hair sometime Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, depending on how thick their hair is. It will take that long to dry. But for sleep, let's assume that she has all of her curls in. The satin sleep cap will just kind of keep everything where it's supposed to be while she's sleeping. So you'll tuck all the curlers under there, and she will sleep with the satin cap on. But the moment she gets up the next morning, it needs to come off so that the hair can air dry again. What I like to do is, when I have all my curls in, I actually take a fishnet hairnet and put it in to provide a little extra support for the curls. So we will let her go to sleep, and we will unroll these in the morning, and I'll show you how to unroll and make beautiful ringlet curls. Okay, so we have let this sit overnight, and her curls are pretty dry. You can kind of feel, you want them to feel very crunchy when you squeeze on them. So I'm going to show you how to unroll the curls. Some people like to use a fat pencil to do this. I have always just used my finger. But you want to start with the curls that are the lowest down. And then as you unroll them, you want to unroll them in the direction of the curl and kind of use your finger to guide it around. And then gently pull it out from the paper. So that is what it's going to look like. Now typically what I would do is, after I unroll it, I would spray the curl with hairspray individually. So just get your hairspray out, spray it a little bit, and then move on to the next one. So again, you take it, loop it around your finger as needed, and gently slide it out from the paper. This one's actually still a little wet. If they're wet, they're going to droop a little bit like that one. So that's why you need to make sure that they're dry so that they'll be a tight curl. Now, what you're going to do Friday night after dress rehearsal, and then Saturday night after the first performance, is we have to re-wrap the curls. We do not wash their head again and start over from scratch. You actually are going to use the same curls that are there. So what you do here is you take the curl, straighten it out, you're going to resaturate it with the Fantasia mousse spray. You're going to get a new piece of paper to put on the end. We're going to spray it again with the hairspray. And you can use the same rollers or use new ones, whichever you want, but same ones are fine. And you're going to wrap that curl back up tightly. So again, straighten it. I wouldn't brush it, but just straighten it. Resaturate with the Fantasia. Put your paper at the end. Spray. And roll tightly. And again that night, they're going to sleep in the sleep cap. So you need to prepare your child and yourself that she will not be washing her hair for 3 days. You're going to roll them on Thursday afternoon, evening, and then her hair is either going to be in curlers or it's going to be in curls for the rest of the weekend. By Sunday, I will not lie to you, it gets very crunchy and nasty. Sometimes by Sunday, what you'll start seeing is the ends will start fraying. And then what I do is I actually will snip the ends of the hair. I always say plan to get your hair cut after Nutcracker, not before, because there's really no way to fix those frayed ends, and they don't look good on stage. So we just will snip them. So that's it as far as rolling and unrolling.